Hello, everybody. I'm Ken Meringolo on behalf of First Amendment Sports. Welcome to Tuesday night. He's Tim Strachan.
That I am.
Kevin Ricca.
Well, I mean, that was weird because just go ahead.
He does it.
Go ahead. You know what to say first.
I don't. I was going to make it up on the spot.
Happy birthday.
Happy
T.
birthday.
Strachan.
We're doing spankings at halftime.
Oh,
What?
Scoot a little bit more towards me.
What?
don't say that and then say that. You can't follow
We'll
that
have
statement
some-
up with that other statement.
So
I did it.
from the bottom of all of our hearts, T, happy
I
birthday.
appreciate that.
EO.
It's just 49. It's not. It's
Yeah.
it's like
They're all great.
no, they're not.
Eh,
49's like whatever.
well, I mean,
Next year's
it's an
big.
excuse to get all banged up and
I
hang out with a
did.
bunch
Yeah,
of friends.
I kind of treated it like a
did.
pretty big deal, if I'm being
did.
honest.
I mean,
For those of you
jeez.
who usually see me here with my water every Tuesday night, that was not the case this weekend.
Well,
We had a lot of fun.
some of us are adults, and we come ready to sacrifice the bod a little bit for.
Well, speaking of
birthdays.
sacrifice the bod, sorry we started late. We had to change T out of his birthday suit. That always takes a good 14.
It does.
14 minutes.
And 3 people.
Good
Three-
job.
three very-
Attaboy, Rhett. Attaboy, Rhett. We need
Three
to do that.
volunteers. 3 volunteers. Manner of speaking, AGH.
Hayden
Good to see all
Frosties.
you guys. Appreciate you being with us. It is game week. We are at the beginning of the first of the actual action that matters and counts. It's awesome. Redskins are going to be on TV this week live from Tampa Bay. So I think let's get right to that, and then we'll get to our other stuff. We're going to do tonight. We're going to do our schedule pick'em.
Schedule pick 'em.
Record prediction, and we're going to do we're going to start the touchdown contest. I'll be in charge of keeping track of that. Everyone gets to pick one person. We're going to do the order different each week. I thought, as a rule, Jaden Daniels can't get credit for throwing. It's just the person who scores the touchdown. If he runs it in, you got it great.
That was going to be my first
Yeah,
question.
exactly, right? I think it's just a straight touchdown. It's the receiver or the runner who crosses the goal line. And everyone will have a chance to get Jaden multiple times this year, because I think we all agree he's probably going to get a lot of attempts, inside the red zone to run for touchdowns. All right, we'll get to that. But it's Tampa week. Their game is mere hours away. NFL week in general kicks off in less than 24 hours, in less than what?
48.
Less than 48. So everything's about to get started, and it's going to go super fast. So I guess the open topic of how are you approaching the game against Tampa on the road? What are your initial thoughts? Your Tuesday thoughts?
I wasn't sure how I was going to approach it,
Never from behind,
but fair enough.
or only from behind.
I don't know, man. Listen, Baker Mayfield, 28 touchdowns, 10 picks a year ago. I think for 4,000 yards. 2 guys had over 1,000 yards receiving. They're both back. Rashad had 990 yards rushing. He's their guy. Seems to be those 4 wrecking shit offensively. Mike Evans just gets it done year in, year out. He's obviously their problem. He had 13 touchdowns last year to 2 for Chris Godwin. So
He's never had a bad year
in the passing
in his
game,
whole career.
Obviously, we got to deal with money Mike Evans and take him out and make sure that we put a little more pressure on Baker than he's used to seeing the burgundy and gold put on people.
When you say Evans has never had a bad year,
He's
in his
never had a
career,
bad year in his entire
that goes
career.
back to high school.
Sure.
He has never had less than 1,000 years in any year he's ever played the game of
1,000 yards.
football.
That's right. He gets and
Ever.
he drops in
Ever.
double-digit touctouchdowns from time to time.
At any level.
Yeah, he's never had a bad year. That's what I always say about him. Everyone always is like, they think of him like he's a 80-year-old geezer who just is hanging on.
Hell no.
And he is old in NFL years, but he's like
don't
Bobby.
even think
It's
he
like Bobby
is.
Wagner. Every year that you just saw him was one of the best years he ever played. If he's out there, he's one of the best.
Year 10, just short of 1,300 yards with 13 touchdowns. I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Yes.
Plus, 2 years, $52 million his way. Baker gets 3 years, $100 million, which is essentially a 2-year, $60 million deal. Those two are stuck together for 2 years. They got them both for 2 more. They think they got a little something.
Yeah.
And their head coach is a former Redskin, talking about the Redskins.
Talking about the Redskins.
Twice today.
That's right.
There you go, Todd Bowles, doing it on purpose, just like I hoped he would. Just like Ken wore that shirt tonight on purpose. I love it.
They are who we thought they were, the Redskins. But the other thing about Mike Evans, because when I think about Tampa Bay right now, I'm worried about him. He's going to do what he does. That's just, there's no stopping that. But it's cool because he's definitely a Hall of Famer. and he has played with a lot of quarterbacks, not all that great, including recently. But he did land a Tom Brady at the peak of his career. He got that Super Bowl. I mean, Mike Evans is going down. I mean, he's top 10, top 15 easy, but he's outrageous, and I think that he's the kind of guy you just don't want to miss. Don't want to take for granted that you're going to get to watch him play on Sunday.
And can you imagine what a tremendous conversation that would be? From Johnny Football to Tom Terrific and everything in between.
Yes.
That guy's got some knowledge. He's got some stories.
I'm less worried about Tampa than I am just about ourselves. The first game, the first time out, the first time putting it all together in real time. I don't think the opponent necessarily matters this first week. The opponent they can't lose to is themselves. And I know that's cliche, but I mean, it's Jaden's first time. It's a lot of people's first time. Yes. It's more so because of its firsts, not because
I get it.
That's true for every game. But I mean, I'd like to see them come out and just look like they know what they're doing. Like they're I mean, win or lose,
they've been practicing something.
Whatever. But,
they have a plan.
But that they have that again, we have the right people now in place that we so sorely lacked for 20 years, and now hopefully we have the right ones in, and I just want to see them come out and be a competitive football team. And
it's not just the right players, it's the right system, and we've been sitting here watching guys try and figure out the right system on their heels and getting knocked backwards for the last 3 years, 4 years, taking some shots on the chin. This defense is going to get you. We're going to give up some big plays. We are, because of our aggressiveness, but we are coming, and we got guys in the right spot. So I'm not saying for better or for worse. I'm not saying this makes us automatically better, but it makes us different. I'm thrilled to watch us be aggressive off the edges, us bring guys. I mean, we got a whole lot of speed and athleticism coming off the edge every which way but loose, and we're going to turn them loose with Joe Witt. It's going to happen that way. So
it just
this
makes
is
me
exciting.
So nervous about the defensive backs.
I get it, as it should. As it should,
because that's the ones who get burnt.
You bet
when you put the pressure on.
We got to get home. We got to get home. And Baker is not a bad guy to have sitting in that pocket. You know, he's a little crafty back there. He's not stuck in mud, but he's also not going to beat you.
I hope he tries to make incredible plays, which he's prone to do. And when he does that and he tries too much, that's when he makes his mistakes.
We have as much talent going into the season, fully healthy, as a team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Even though they were a playoff team last year, they won a weak division, and they have plenty of talent. But we also have plenty of talent. Everyone has plenty of talent week one at the gun. But it's a great test, like for what you're asking for. You just want to know, got an idea of what we want to do.
Don't come out and shit the bed
and execute. I mean, can we execute? So the whole idea is this is a great matchup for that. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense was not that great last year. They didn't add a ton of talent. They added some, but they didn't get that much better. They were almost as bad as us in total yards last year. And offensively, neither of these offenses obviously are headlining. The top billing of a card anywhere anytime soon. But our offense, the ceiling on our offense is so much higher for two reasons. One is Cliff Kingsbury. He's going to throw the shit out of the ball. I think we all agree on that, right? I think you're going to see Jaden Daniels throw it. I think he's going to throw it a lot. 35 times. I think this week, I'd be shocked if it was lower than that. I think he's going to throw the hell out of the ball. And he's going to have to get it out quick, and we're going to have to block for him.
I think Kingsbury is one of the highest run percentage play callers.
But he has a lot of plays. He gets a lot of snaps.
Yeah,
who knows?
I don't think we're coming out throwing 35 times in Jaden's first. I think that would mean that we might be down a little bit. No, I mean, I'm not saying we're not going to chuck it around either. We're going to be multiple. We're going to take what it gives.
Yep.
Hey, he's going to try and find ways to make big plays in this offense. We know Jaden Daniels is comfortable mixing and switching it around a little bit, making calls at the line of scrimmage. He's comfortable enough as a rookie right now, and he's been given the autonomy to do that. So we're going to see him being put into situations against that Tampa 2 that he hasn't seen before.
Yep.
And we'll see how he responds to that.
So I I think ground and pound still in this offense. I think a lot of long handoffs, tight end screens, swingers out to the flat, bubbles. I mean, I think he's going to throw a ton of those because those get the ball out of your hands super fast. Mm-hmm. And they are at the end of the day, a long handoff. If you get the ball to Brian Robinson in the flat, or Ben Sinnott in the seam quickly, if he
you're not going to mention Eckler, come on, dude. That's his bread and butter.
And we don't want to take it for granted, but that's you can almost pencil. It's like when Larry Sanders came here. He's going to get a ton of touches, and he's just going to do exactly what you think he's going to do, which is be a stud and produce. I mean, that's so we can do all those things. And against Tampa Bay, now will the world be watching? Probably not. But I do think it's an early way to establish where we are in this league, and it's certainly in the NFC, because the Buccaneers, we need to be better than the Buccaneers this year if we want to contend for the playoffs. And it's nice to have that opportunity in week 1.
They were 9-8 last year.
Yep.
All right. 2 teams that were 9-8 made the playoffs. Tampa Bay and Green Bay. I want to go 9-8.
Yep.
5 teams didn't make the playoffs at 9-8 last year. How about that?
That's exactly.
Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Seattle, and New Orleans all went 9-8 and stayed at home. So
we've got to be better. This is a kind of a team that we have to be better than if we think we're even close to sniffing playoffs. I understand it's week 1, but there's only 17 games. We're not going to. They all end up being just about as meaningful as the next. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a team we are capable of beating. We are a team capable of losing to them. But I mean, but we are capable of beating them. That's a true thing, and therefore we need to win the game.
3.5-point spread says they're not really sure.
They're not. They don't. No one knows. It's so great.
Of course they're not.
So that brings me to the board, boys. The board is looking for a couple of survivor options. NAS Tecmo in particular. Now, I'm not here to tell you. Here's my strategy. Here. Like week 1, obviously a grenade is going to take out like half the pool. If you try to get cute with it, and everyone's going to go with the biggest number on the board is the Bengals, and I think in week 1 that's the one. I think that's the one you ride. I do. I think that is. I don't know. You can't. There's so many 3.5 to 4.5 point spreads this week. It is. You have got to be. This is like walking through like all the mines.
No, you said it. It's like riding a Bengal.
It's like riding a Bengal.
You got to ride the Bengal.
Got to ride the Bengals.
Right.
Ride the Tiger. And then you got to feel your way through. But you got to take the biggest number on the board right away. So there's going to be so many people that are going to take some team that's going to lose. Like they were a 3.5, 4 point spread, and everyone was smart. Well, they weren't that smart.
Yeah. That's
I bet you there's a lot of people taking Tampa. How about that?
I bet you're right. At home?
Yeah. Rookie quarterback, rookie
man,
coach.
I'd be taking Tampa too.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the same thing I was talking about. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter. I think a lot of people are looking at this as, this is the Commanders' first time coming out, first head coach, first, quarterback, rookie, like the whole deal. I don't think anybody's really expecting Washington to win this game.
Sorry, AGH. I got a little excited. I do want to be a competitive team for the playoff hunt, but I'm not trying to get. I'm not making any plans yet, obviously. But hey, so listen. I mean, nobody. The world wasn't getting a boner for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last August and September. All right, they were. No one was getting excited.
You Bengal riding Buccaneer.
I was riding the Bengals at the time,
Jesus.
officer, and everyone saw me. Yeah. So I mean, no one cares about us either right now, but. We're exactly the kind of team in August and September that has every right to think, well, I could be 9-8 and make the playoffs. I mean, I'm not trying to say we're going to be like the Ravens or Chiefs or any of these like 12+ win teams. We're going to be the Lions. No, I still want to duke it out in the middle class for a year, at least another year or two, while these young pups grow.
Well,
I don't want anyone dating Taylor Swift.
One of your barometers is the announcers.
Oh, God.
So we've got, I think, Kevin Kugler and Daryl Johnston. That's
Moose?
a little bit better. That's a little bit better than what we've had in the past. That's not a typical Washington football team announcing crew, is it?
No, but it's not a great start.
Listen, it's an aged veteran. Daryl Johnson has called. He had his A-list games. He was on the A team for a while, then the B team. I mean, listen, it was him or like an intern. And they gave it.
So we
Moose.
got the Moose Knuckler,
the old Moose Knuckler. Who's our? Do you know our sideline reporter?
It doesn't have one.
That's going to be pretty. That's not going to be pretty.
Not one listed.
10-1. It's a dude.
We don't. It's not the dude with the blonde hair comb over thingy.
We're getting the dude sideline reporter. That's what's happening. Not there's anything wrong with that. necessarily.
I was a dude sideline reporter for 15 years. It better not be anything wrong with that.
You were responsible for 0 boners at all. At any of
I
those times.
beg to differ,
I
sir.
was just gonna say.
I beg
If
to
we're
differ.
being honest.
Your remark has been challenged, Ken.
I beg to differ.
right,
I'm a handsome man.
We're gonna erase this segment of the podcast in post.
Was Tony the Tiger a Bengal tiger?
Yes.
I think he is.
Of course he was. Of course he was. Oh, Tony.
That's cool.
AGH, love you, buddy. Appreciate it. Robert Cohen, good to see you, man. Again, thanks for folks hanging out with us on a Tuesday night. We're talking Buccaneers week 1. Just a little Buccaneer talk. I think that the fact that it's 425 is also cool because we'll have a chance, and for those who have the ticket or at a bar or otherwise want to watch all the 1 o'clock games that they can. I love when week 1 is at 425. It does not happen often. They don't usually schedule Washington, Carolina, or Washington, Jacksonville games in the 4 o'clock time slot. I don't actually know what happened here. This seems like a miss to me for the networks. This is a classic 1 p.m. matchup, but we get to watch all the other games first, and a lot of stuff's going to happen, and that is the greatest tailgate for an NFL game, in my opinion, is a 1 o'clock slate of games in week 1. We have had it before at FedEx. It's amazing. Please do yourself a favor. There's no better way to get ready for the first game of your season by watching 10 other games or 5, 6, 7 other games. It's like college. It's basically like the opening weekend of college football. All these teams we saw that we were pretty sure about.
You're not having to convince me.
I know, but usually you disagree with at least something I say by now.
Well, I disagreed with the boner
I can keep talking.
That's like the 7th boner flying around.
It's true.
It's
true.
Sometimes they just pop up, dude. I don't know.
Raining. Never mind.
I would like to. So, are we going to go to a game this year? Good question. We'll put a pin in that as we move through the schedule, which I think we should start now. We've ducked into the second segment. This is where we pick up a lot of, let's just say, different viewers. This is when they start tuning in.
Go to the Bears game.
Yeah, we are going to the Bears game. But let's take Kevin. So Kevin's going to lead the segment. He's taking us through. We're going to pick our W's and L's, and then at some point during every show here on out, we'll make sure to remind everybody where we were and how we got there. Last year was fun. All right, so week 1, Kevin.
Week 1.
Who are we playing? I forget.
The Buccaneers.
Okay.
Has been well documented.
On the road.
On the road at 425. I've got the good guys getting a W on week 1 on the road. I've penciled us in for a dub sack.
I said it earlier, but I'm going to go against it and say we got the win, bruh.
All right, 3. That's 3 yeses. You're going to Hollywood.
I pick a win on the first week.
It's so depressing not to.
I said earlier, if I was a betting man,
yes,
I'd put it on Tampa, but I'm not a betting man.
All right, well, we're going to hustle.
I'm a Redskins fan.
Down to week 2.
So
yeah, where are we at?
They're going to do it.
You're a betting man.
Well, you're betting your
We're coming home, right? Week 2.
Your heart.
Home opener.
Home opener.
Worst stadium in America.
Versus the New York Giants.
We are.
And you know I'm picking a twosome. Yes.
Everybody.
We're on a roll.
See?
We're on a roll.
So
we're not losing to the Giants this year.
mm.
It's not happening.
This is where everything. This is the worst. This is the best way to do this. This is I could already sense the 15-2.
You didn't even say, but is it a 3 for?
All right, so then hold on, we're getting down to we all got dubs. We're getting to on the road. I believe is it a Thursday? Is it a Sunday? It's a
week 3.
Yeah. Someone tell me here, but I know we're at Cincinnati. It's on the road.
Yeah, we're in Cincinnati.
Against Cincinnati.
Okay.
Week 3, and I've got us taking our first L on the road.
Yes.
To the Bengals.
I think Burrows and Jamar are going to be a little tough to handle that day.
Yeah. Ken, we've got 2 L's.
It's a 8:15 p.m. game on Monday night football.
I knew it was
If this was at FedEx, no problem. I'm not even blinking at what happens in this game. But I think I'm giving the Washington the nod, and I'm doing it because I think this is a primetime group. I think these guys are ready to perform for the nation. I think they get up for it in a way that other organizations under previous ownership did not do.
Ken's got us doing it for the nation.
for the nation.
And here we go. Week 4.
Yep.
Week 4, we are flying across country. I believe it's another 425 game at
This is great because
The
I
Arizona
have
Cardinals.
Little League baseball and lacrosse games. This is awesome. This is working out well for me personally.
so far, but it's not the 4 o'clock start to dissipate after week 4.
Yeah, this is
So does baseball and lacrosse.
Well, that's good. I have us going on the road and taking down little Kyler and all them. I got us 3-1 after week 4.
We thought last year's Arizona game was a shoe-in win, and
It never is. It never
It
is.
never is.
It goes
And
down to the absolute last second every time, and it absolutely it's disturbing to experience.
as a non-betting man, I put a lot of weight into the toll it takes to fly cross country. So I'm going to go with another L here.
Yeah. Usually it's also historically it's been watching two really terrible rosters duke it out to mediocrity and somebody just barely losing at the end.
Fistful of Dookie, everyone loses.
Yes.
We all lose.
That is the historic
Double
matchup.
dookie fist.
It's a double dookie fist. But
It usually is.
But here is what's different about this regime is that it's too early in the season to double dookie fist. We got our guys. We win. We're going 4-0.
Wow, it's never too early to double Dookie fist. Anyways, then we're back at home. The old 1 o'clock start versus the Browns. Correct. I've got us losing at home to the Browns.
Yes.
I've got us taking that L to the Browns.
I believe
At home.
Nick Chubb is going to come back around that time. He's on the physically unable to perform. I don't know how many weeks that is. I forget how long. I think it's right. The way I had it, I could be wrong.
The baby IR is 4-week minimum.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
So I think he's possible to come back that week. And Nick Chubb in his, and he'll have obviously he'll be ready to play when that week comes. Well rested Nick Chubb. I'm giving him the nod, and we're going 4-1.
I don't see 3 losses in a row, so I'm going to give him a win. That's as Kevin said. I'm betting with my heart there.
No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. For the game we're playing, it doesn't cost us any monies.
Maybe I respect
All
Nick
right.
Chubb too much.
Then we take that next. Yeah, you're getting such a Chubb for
you guys
this
have
guy.
been
You
Chubb
said his
guys.
name 7 times as if he's the only guy in the field. What if we knock him right in the Chubb? First play of the game. Form tackle that Chubb.
hurts.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got more Chubb where that came from.
Well, we'll find out. He has no Chubb for 4 weeks. How about that?
No Chubb.
It's got to be tough.
He's Chubbless.
It's got to be tough at the Chubb household. All right. We're going on the road against Baltimore, week 6. I've got us losing, unfortunately, and I hate it, but
You going 4 in a row?
nope. I had us beating the Cardinals.
That's right.
I've got us losing 3 out of 4 there. At Baltimore is going to be difficult,
Great game.
That's a no.
and I got us going 3-3, losing at Baltimore.
That's a no.
Great game against the Ravens. CBS gets it, and it will be an absolute entertaining to the last drop type of game. Got to respect the Baltimore Ravens, giving them the win.
I just don't think we're on par yet. We're getting there. We're
reigning
closer.
MVP Lamar Jackson. He's the best quarterback in the league. I mean, he's right there with Patrick Mahomes. But
Yeah.
There's not a game you wouldn't want him as your quarterback. And they just got friggin' Derrick Henry, and they were already good on defense.
Did you say lose or win?
I'm saying Baltimore. I'm giving Baltimore the win. I'm giving them Lamar the respect
All right, so
in this ridiculous moment in the
then
baseball.
we come back home. Carolina Panthers at our place. We're picking up that W. I'm just not saying we're losing to the Panthers.
I'm not respecting Carolina the way I respect Lamar.
A loss would be so poopy here, and it's not going to
That'd be
happen.
a tough one.
This is the kind of game we lost, and this is another 4 o'clock
gonna win
CBS
it.
game. We've
We're
lost this
gonna
game a
win.
million times. We will win this game.
We're going to win.
And
win
now
this game.
we have the top 2 picks in the 2024 draft.
The game we should be at Sunday,
we should
October
go to.
27th.
I mean, it's JD versus Caleb, and it is going to be the nation will be watching that Sunday, gentlemen. The nation will be watching Landover, unfortunately, that Sunday. But that's all right because we scrubbed it down a little bit, tried to demilk it, and I got us beating the Chicago Bears, and Jaden Daniels going 1-0 against his nemesis.
Yeah, that's going to be a record that goes for a while. I got us winning that game as
Don't
well.
we always win this game?
No, we did not we just lost this
we
game.
just did,
We just lost.
unfortunately.
The 0-4 Bears came to town, and we thought we were something.
Was that when Wentz
They ran us out of the building.
Wentz played in that game? Didn't he?
I believe so, or had to come in.
I mean, I feel like I played in that game. I was home by the beginning of the third quarter from that game. We got absolutely destroyed. Rhett was with me. It was the worst. We were like, we're good, and then we lose to an 0-14.
So you have it as a loss or a win?
Oh no, we're beating Chicago this
Kevin,
year.
what did you have?
I picked the win also.
You're taking the winner. Or you're giving.
I picked the winner.
What are you? You're
I
going
don't feel
Caleb?
it.
Well, call it like you see it.
I don't feel it. I'm gonna say loss.
All right. So at this point, about mid-season, Ken's got us 6-2. I've got us 5-3, and T's got us 4-4.
T's always.
So here we go. We're moving on.
Negative, but right.
The next week we are going up north, gentlemen, to the Giants, and it's no longer the Meadowlands, but I just wanted to say that we're going to play at whatever the hell it's called, New York MetLife or something.
I've already answered it.
And I hate it so much, but I've got us losing because we always have a shitbag loss to the Giants. It just happens, dude.
No.
It's the NFC East. It's how it goes, and we're due for a dog, and I've got that's my dog game right there. We play like some doo-doo and we lose.
They held our number for a while, but no longer. We're going 2-0 against those little Giants.
Yeah. All right. I like. Okay.
When you got excited, I tried to think of something else, but it didn't. Come
Okay.
to my
We'll come back to it. We'll put a pin in that.
Okay.
I also think we're going 2-0 against the New York Giants. Washington Redskins jump out to a 7-2 record under my watch.
All right, Pittsburgh comes down to town. Last time they did that, I think we gave them a little bit of a beatdown around here. We hadn't done that in a while, but we're going to do it again. We're going to beat the Steelers at home.
They got their quarterback position is in shambles. There's no way we're winning that game.
All right, Ken?
I mean, this is your classic 1 p.m. CBS Washington Pittsburgh matchup. I mean,
interns calling the game.
Roethlisberger.
Oh no! Okay, so
Roethlisberger getting a little handsy.
The programming note is this: the Washington Commanders, because that's what they'll be called on TV, are 7-2 at this point in time, hosting the Pittsburgh. Now, the story of Pittsburgh versus Washington sucks, and I've been in the middle of it, and it's the worst. Like that Monday night game where they were basically they were the dominating fans of the stadium. I was there. It was the worst. Everything about it's the worst. This is going to exercise some demons. This is a win. We go to 8-2, and this is the point of the season where, at 8-2, whether we fall apart or not, we're a story in the NFL, right? We're a lead story. We're cruising to a potential division title, having not played either Dallas or Philadelphia, and mopping up some NFC wins. So we are a story in the NFL. We're on ESPN. We're getting coverage. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna be a thing from here on out, and which plays into the very next week
when we head to Philadelphia
on Prime Video. We're playing on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I've got us losing that game.
we're getting tossed.
I think
we're gonna lose.
Go our way.
No,
They
everything. So we're gonna head into the week.
Hopefully, the new regime will change that, but no.
Pat McAfee's gonna be doing his show from Redskins Park. There's gonna it's gonna be everything about everything, and we're going to travel up 95 at 8:15 on a Thursday night on Amazon Prime, and it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be rough. I think it's gonna be humbling.
So we got the L there as well.
Correct.
All right.
Come back after
turn around and come home and take on
10 days later. We get the 10-day break.
Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys come to town, and unfortunately, I have us losing our third of 4.
Yep.
I don't like all the hype about Dan Quinn and Joe Witt and the Cowboys left, and this is gonna be a tough day for us. It's a tough. This is the type of time. This is the time of year I have us going through our little let's figure it out phase.
I completely agree. I see that. We've watched enough football, especially in the last few days, where we realize that a really good quarterback can make all the difference in the world. And as much as we think about Jaden Daniels, I mean, Dak Prescott was a runner-up for the MVP. He's played his balls off pretty much all the time, constantly. I don't know. Let's just put that a pin in it. He can play the position, and I think this is a day where the Redskins are still kind of. This is 2 straight games where we try to establish ourselves in the NFC East, and I think the story changes a little bit here. I think we take the loss, and we haven't proven ourselves yet to be NFC East contenders.
I'm feeling this one. I think they show up. We win it. at home.
Are you sure that's what you're feeling?
I'm feeling it.
It's your birthday. It could be something else.
Feeling it.
All right.
Why are you trying to talk me out of my choice?
No, I just didn't know if there was something else going on in your. Listen, we changed you out of your birthday suit. I got
methods to my madness here, man.
I got you. All right, next week.
Yep.
I got us getting off the schneid at home versus the Titans.
All right, 1 o'clock game.
Titans.
Back on Fox against the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis, who I think at this point in time will have proven himself as a strong-armed, capable quarterback. They're doing just fine. He's throwing to DeAndre Hopkins and they actually signed. Did they sign Calvin Ridley? I forget. They got another big name wide receiver alongside DeAndre Hopkins. I think Tyjae Spears is very good, and their defense is good. So it's a great matchup for us. We have a bye week coming up. I think we get this win. We take care of some. We put some Band-Aids on the losing from the Eagles and Dallas, which hurts because it sets us as a firm third in the NFC East. But get that win, get to the bye week, and what does that make us at the bye week for all three of us?
I haven't decided yet.
Oh, you haven't decided on Tennessee?
I haven't decided on Tennessee yet.
Let's
because
see.
As big as the win is against Dallas, we have a lit down here. So
before the bye week,
I'm giving it a loss.
Okay, all
right.
I think it's the humbling point, and they need the bye week to kind of correct some things.
Okay,
we were flying high the week before, and then brought back down to reality.
All right, at the bye week, heading into
a 4-week stretch to close the season. Where are we at?
Ken's got us at 9-4.
Reasonable.
I've got us at 7-5, and T's got us at 6-6. So here we go. We are headed down to New Orleans, baby.
0 boner factor at 6-6.
Coming off of a bye.
Did that on purpose.
Coming off a bye, heading to New Orleans, and I think we're gonna go down there and get some. And we got a W. A W, I say.
This new regime, I like them, and until they prove me otherwise, I like to give new coaching staffs, like with this kind of pedigree, the benefit of the doubt. So there's no reason to think that if you give them 14 days to prepare for the New Orleans Saints in December, that we can't figure out what's happening and how to stop that. That's a win.
Agreed.
All righty. Then, coming back home to face another division rival in the Eagles.
Wait, so Kev, let's just set it up. We got 3 games left, 2 of which are NFC East opponents, sandwiched in between the Atlanta Falcons. And that's how you close them out. We don't know the times yet for the Atlanta or Dallas games, but to be fair, we also don't know the times of any game after the 24th, I believe, of November. They could flex anything, anywhere, anytime. But 3 games left, 2 home games, Philly and Atlanta, and playoffs, in all of our pictures, in all of where we're all right now, playoffs are on the line. Every one of our 3 teams can make the playoffs.
And we have our biggest win of the year at home versus the Eagles when it matters.
I agree.
Loss.
All right. Second to last game of the year, our final home game on the schedule, 1 o'clock. Actually, we don't know.
We don't know. But
I think it could be a Saturday too, maybe.
Yeah, these are all weekend. So, you get the weekend of, and who knows? Don't make plans. Don't book any flights that are non-refundable.
We've gone on the road. We've taken down the Eagles at home. I believe we have one of those little weird ones, and we lose to the Falcons at home.
When?
I'll tell you right now.
Kirk Cousins is gonna freaking get us.
F Kirk Cousins.
I was 9-4 at the break, and I went
win-win.
So I'm 11-4 right now.
You're just mopping it up.
This is absolutely a loss. I think this is going to be billed as a potential NFC Championship game. I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to blow people out this year. I love their defense, and I think Kirk Cousins will figure out how to make Kyle Pitts much better than he already is. Bijan Robinson is one of the best players in the NFL, I think, in my humble opinion. And Drake London is way better than any of those guys got out of him for the last 2 years. So, yeah, I think Atlanta gets home field in the NFC. How about that?
All right. Well, we're down to the final game of the season here. It's a home game. Dallas. Now, I think a lot of stuff will be decided at this point, and it always seems to me like Dallas' slot's been decided. I think that will be the scenario. I think we will be handed this win due to their lack of participation in class, and we win at home.
I love it. T, I'll let you go before me.
Nope, I think it's a loss.
I wish I didn't let you go. Wish I didn't let you go before me. But
Well, you'll end it on a good note.
I think this is. Here's what happens: Dan Quinn, Joe Witt, Dorian Armstrong, Dante Fowler, the cornerback. There's a whole group of people. They still own houses around that stadium. It's like going home. They're going to go back there. All the coaches, all the players that we came back from Dallas with. Guess what? We're not playing Jaden. We're not playing B-Rob. We're not playing Terry. We're not playing Brandon Coleman if he turns out to be something. We're not playing Sans Risto. You know why? Because it doesn't freaking matter. We're saving up our guys for week 1 of the playoffs. We lose this game, unfortunately, in the win-loss column, but it's only because we rested our starters. How about that?
All three of
That's
us.
the nicest way to say
All
that.
three of us have predicted a winning record for the good guys this year.
Did
all
I really?
three of us. T. Strachan, you've got the good guys
Look
going.
how positive you are.
9-8.
Wow.
And that's the one we want to be right, because we know that whatever he says is the one that will be the right one. That's huge. That's huge. In the gambling community. That's a sign.
I've got the Houston Texans record from last year as our record from this year with a 10-7, and Ken, even though he coughed up our final game of the season's got us 11-6.
And by the way,
11 in the W column.
as ridiculously homeristic and optimistic as I felt like I got through that season, 11-6, that is middle class. That's salt of the earth. You know, that's still working 9 to 5. You know, hourly, maybe in a union. That ain't salaried executive level material yet. So I'm glad. I don't want to be there. I don't want to get there yet. The secret of our success is figuring out who we are in the middle at the middle time.
You know how hard it is to win 11 games in the NFL?
There's one extra game now, T. I gave you one extra game. What else do you want? You know what? How about this? I'm going to give you one more game.
I hope I'm wrong.
I'm going to give you one more game.
I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you're right.
I'm going to give you 18 games. In like the next year or two. I'm going to give it to you. And I'm still going to get 11 out of you. This is for my friend Cameron, who says he hasn't seen anything yet today.
We'll be 9-9.
We'll be back to being able to be 500. The whole not being able to be 500 is
like
crushing the math. The math people, I know, but the math community, not happy with it. They are not happy. I mean,
you don't mess with the math community, dude.
All right, so
that's a bad community to mess with.
I mean, real rough area.
Paul Western 8-9 for Paul. J-Dub's guys is at 7 wins. AGH has us at 8-9. By the way, I think if it wasn't for us, they'd be much more downer. I think we pumped them up. I think we got them to the 500 level or so.
I came into today saying 9-8 all summer.
Yeah,
and I just could not pull the trigger on losing in New Orleans. So that was the only thing I switched.
And I took a stupid approach, and I would have thought I would have gotten more to 13-4 or something stupid. But 11-6 is actually realistic.
You're so happy to tone it down there at the end with that Dallas loss.
I did.
Those rose-colored glasses again. We had,
but the math works. T. The math works.
No, it doesn't. That's why the math people are so freaking mad at you right now.
Me? I have nothing to do with this. I told you that
they'll always outnumber you.
That Ken Meringolo is dead. T. That Ken Meringolo is dead.
Okay.
For the most part, like Jason in Friday the 13th, Part 4.
Everyone gets so mad.
Watch the end.
Everyone gets so mad about predictions.
I know.
Everyone gets so mad about the fact that no one knows anything about anything.
Last year when we went back, so every week we're like, okay.
Most of the board's saying that we're only going to win 8.
Last year, you were right for the most
opinion
weeks.
Is everyone's opinion. It's fun, but you can't no shouting.
We should be shouting at the board.
We're shouting.
We're saying 7 wins and 8.
All right, so here's what I want to do.
Why?
Here's what I want to do.
That's their call.
And this is my job to keep track. We're going to say week 1.
We say this every year, and we're far too ADD.
Everyone gets one player. Kevin picks first. I pick
There's
second.
no doubt
that
that pad is still going to be around.
There's no doubt.
I thought he was talking about how we keep track of our.
Oh no! I'm going to rip that page out. I'm going to put it right here, and it's going to have whiskey and coffee and Starburst stains on it.
All right. Well, can you get me Greg Calhoun's email? I have it written down tonight. I'll remember.
Coach Calhoun?
Yes, please.
Yeah. I will. Where is Coach Calhoun's? It is on. No. Well, okay, I will.
And pardon that stain. It was.
It's pre-existing. It's a pre-existing stain. Everyone knows it.
It was from the Cheetos.
Everyone gets one pick. Touchdowns only. They have to run them in. They have to catch them. If you pick Jaden Daniels, which you can and should, he gets credit for a touchdown only if he runs it in.
Or catches it.
It's just or catches it. Nicely done, sir. Or returns a punt or a kickoff.
Kickoff.
Yes. Or a field goal. If he were to catch a field goal and then return it, that would also be worth a touchdown. We're just going to add them up all season long. You get 17 chances to get a tally, and at the end, we will determine the stakes. We'll make it fun. Kevin, pick first.
I'm going Jaden Daniels.
All right.
Well, I was supposed to pick first.
No, I pointed to the left.
No, I think I was supposed to pick first. If you go back
He
to
can
last
go. It's his
week's
birthday,
game,
and
It's your birthday.
if
You
go
pick
back
first.
to last week's show.
I need some tissue. Tito, bring me some tissue. I'm having a runny nose. T goes first.
You know, I was toying with taking your guy
Who's my
just
guy?
to piss you off, and I wasn't going to, but maybe I will now
Who's my
because I
guy?
was supposed to go first.
Yeah, you're going
But I'm going to
first.
stick with my
We're going to go
original.
this way. We'll go
And it's
you,
gonna
then
be
me, then him.
B-Rob.
B-Rob.
B-Rob, just like last year.
B-R-O-B.
B-Rob for week 1. Then I shall pick week 1. I will take.
Oh, don't do
I
that
will
with your
take
jaw.
Jaden Daniels.
Oh, man.
I don't even know who I want, but I just said that because I thought, who would you like?
He already took Jaden Daniels.
No, I picked second.
T, you're first. You got
you went
You
first.
went first.
No, you
You're
went
first. We redid it
If I were, I'm going to rip this page out like it never even
I
happened.
gotta redo it.
Week 1,
because you were
T,
supposed to pick first, and then
birthday
Ken
boy
messed
picks
it up.
first. Then I pick second, and then Kevin picks third.
That makes you a major dick.
No, it makes you a major dick. You made me do that.
No,
you
I
made me do
didn't.
that. You
No,
stole that
you
pick
made
away
yourself
from him.
do that. You
Unfrequently,
told
two
me last
people
week
out
I
of the
was
3
first.
call each other a major dick, and I'm not involved.
I was
You
prepared.
That is
I was
absolutely
prepared to
amazing.
be first.
okay now,
So
but
proud of
okay,
you
then
guys.
let's do the draft for
But
real.
I was
this
not
time.
prepared that you were going to take Kevin's pick.
Did we figure out who was the bigger major dick yet?
It's
Or
Ken.
It's totally
'Cause I'm
him,
waiting.
dude.
Ken.
all right,
And I just listen. How about this? I disagree with you.
that's it.
But you're still picking first. It's a fresh slate. You can still take anyone you want.
I will take. I'm going to take B-Rob.
B-Rob. Okay, you're taking B-Rob. All right. I am going to take Austin Eckler because I actually think he's going to be an absolute touchdown vulture.
All right, well, then I will go back to Jaden Daniels' pick.
See, the system works.
Yeah.
What were we drinking, by the way? Are we drinking this?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, that's the way it
Have
goes.
you guys cooled off yet? Or
Everybody gets no.
that
Trust
was
me.
just amazing.
I'm
You're a
just-
major dick. You're a
You're
major dick.
still a dick.
I'm just saying. I think you're wrong about me being a dick, but I could be wrong about that. All right, so Kevin gets Jaden.
What if I asked Megan to come be the tiebreaker?
No way.
I
No
bet.
way.
Yeah.
First of all, you've strongly believed on this show publicly that women can't vote, and
I
Kevin and
never
I have
did
both
that.
disagreed with you. In
Don't
fact, we've
ever-
thrown fists.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, so obviously
Must have been another Kevin. I
she's
have
not
no
on the board of
recollection.
directors. She can't be voting and stuff like that. She has not a voting member.
Megan?
Yeah, it's not of
But
the
she-
academy.
But she does call you Captain Dick Stubing every now and then, you said.
Listen, she has strong opinions, and I respect them.
Is that the Love Boat captain?
It absolutely is.
That's
Yeah.
a good pull right there.
B-Rob, Eckler, Jaden. That is week 1. Everyone gets a tally. Just gets a little for every time somebody scores a touchdown. Maybe a click just a.
Is anybody going to choose a defensive player at any
I don't
point?
know. We have 17 weeks. No, and at any point in time, you guys can offer any kind of suggestions to how this game should progress. I think if you guys want to go with
Can
some
you
kind
not
of
pick the
survivor
same person
stretch of the
2 weeks in
season,
a row?
well, I don't know. We can make that rule. Who knows? It's up to you. I mean, obviously, we're going to run out of players. We don't have.
I think you should pick whoever you want.
Was that 16 times 3? There's
Just
not
don't
that
get-
many.
Make sure we rotate the order and we're good.
48 guys won't score touchdowns this year for the Washington Redskins.
Kevin's first.
Much less.
How many do you think scored
54.
touchdowns last year for the Redskins?
Less than 54 players.
I agree.
So we can't do Survivor for the whole way, but we can do Survivor stretches. Like we can do. You can't pick the same player twice through two rounds of us. So for 6 weeks.
Sure.
All right,
How about we just pick a guy every week and then
$1 million.
have fun?
Fine, $1 million.
1 million.
Manner of speaking. Now, wasn't I 11 wins last year, manner speaking? I very well may have been. I believe I was 10-7, but I could be wrong about that, and you could be right. Either way, both numbers are very, very, very far away from the actual amount of wins we had, which was 4. So whatever I actually did say, it was incredibly wrong.
That was a rough ass 4.
I was wrong. So I would like to start doing a little. We did the teeter pool and the schedule pick'em score predictions. Let's get those down. I'll put another one down here. All right. So week 1, I'm gonna let Kevin go first because it's his birthday in 2 weeks.
I'm going 23-17.
23-17. Tia, what would you like to say?
I am going to say 28-26.
Ooh. Field goal?
Good guys.
Field goal, maybe? Game winner, or are we hanging on?
I'm feeling it.
All right.
You guys aren't going to like this. You're not going to like this at all.
Now, you said they were going to win it earlier.
I did. This one is 34-24, good guys. I think we get over 30 points this game.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
I don't like the 24 points, and I don't know how they get them, but I can't imagine a world where Baker Mayfield and God knows what else happens in week 1 where we were like, at some point in this game, I've got to believe we're going to be where we've been every single week for the last 5 years, which is like, oh, we're gonna win, and then all of a sudden it's like, man, I don't know.
Just depends on if he wakes up feeling dangerous that day or not.
I think it's gonna be a close game. I mean, I think 34-24 makes it sound not as close as I think it's. But I think if the other team scores 24 points at some point in the game, it's gonna be nut cutting time. I think our guys make a play, but I don't think that we're like, I don't think we're multiple touchdowns better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, out of the gate. But I think we win the game.
I do think we're going to score more points than people think, just because it's going to be new. It's going to be. I think it's going to be hard for Tampa to defend, honestly, because they haven't seen it yet.
How about what we haven't seen yet? The ability for our defense to take the ball from the other team's offense because of the pressure we apply. Maybe a little tip, maybe a fumble, maybe a something, maybe some action besides our defense getting just completely skewered.
Yes.
That'll be fun.
We haven't talked about it all night, and it's fitting that we, talk about it to close the show, because the defense has to close games for us this year. That's what they could not do at all. They were the worst in the league. They were the worst in the league in so many levels. They were the worst in the league, mathematically, statistically, reality. It was bad. It was terrible. And so that's a bar. That's an easy bar, first of all, to hurdle for the new regime and to wash that out of your mouth. It's hard to be that bad 2 years in a row when you change things up like this. But yes, Luvu and Shin and Payne and Allen all the way up the middle of that defense is an unbelievable situation for us to start with. I mean, we're going to have to find out a lot about Farrell, Armstrong, Fowler, and Davis right away. Someone has got to capitalize on Payne and Allen being the studs they are, and so that we haven't talked about it all night long. Let's talk about it. That pass rush is completely revamped. What remains the same is teams have to account for Payne and Allen first and second. The two of the best defensive linemen in the league, and therefore Dorian and Farrell are going to be getting one-on-ones.
Absolutely, and we got to get home in those one-on-one matchups. We can't just be bringing guys all day long. Baker Mayfield's a pro, and this receiving core is dangerous. We get caught in a couple too many man-to-man situations, especially if you guys notice today in the 2 deep. Slim Pickens moved up to first string. And Michael Davis is now backing him up.
Yep.
So, wow, all of a sudden they make that choice right now. I told you
they
believed in him. I told you that they've been like pumping him up. This is a guy they need. They believe he is a freak
First
athlete.
play of the game is going to be a deep ball to his side.
If he's on the field, that's fine.
I'm just saying.
And I think you got Quan back there. I think Quan knows it.
Evans, go deep. I'm throwing it to you.
Oh, that's a secret to success.
And that has worked.
Yes, it has worked.
It's a good one.
And you know what? They'd be stupid. They'd be stupid
again.
not to do it. You know, and that's the way. That's the nature of the league. You guys know it. If he's going to have to actually perform. If he can't perform, he ain't going to be there. But he is in a better spot right now.
You're not stopping Mike Evans. We can't just let him dominate.
That's right.
That's what we can't let happen. So that's a total defense thing, not just an E. Forbes thing. That is everybody. That is getting home. That is what they think he can do for those 2.1.
And let's be fair.
Do your thing.
I don't think Dan Quinn via Joe Watt via whoever. By the time you get to Emmanuel Forbes, I don't think there's any part of our defensive game plan where they're like, all right, we're just gonna, you know what? Okay, we're just gonna go one-on-one Forbes on Evans all day. You know, they're not. That's not happening. They're not doing that.
That wouldn't be great.
Yeah.
No, but listen, a great NFL receiver versus an upcoming cornerback is a bad matchup.
That's right. That's right. We're not doing the Forbes versus AJ Brown thing.
No.
So at least I have that amount of confidence in our coaching staff. So I do think Quan Martin. I think he's going to be on Emmanuel Forbes' side of the field, and that's great. That's the way it should be. The thing about having Montez Sweat and Chase Young on the outside of Payne and Allen, you know, for a couple years was two gifted pass rushers, sack artists, you know, self-fancied, but guys who are capable of beating tackles to get to the quarterback. We got that used against us a lot. You know, we knew the world seemed to know Montez and Chase were pushing up, and we got beat a lot on what everyone knew we were about to do. I think with Armstrong, Farrell, Fowler, and Davis, I think there's a lot of we could be multiple at defensive end in the way we scheme, you know, defenses. I think that there's other guys who can be blitzing on plays where they're in. I think Jamin Davis has the ability to cover if that's the way they want to call the play. But these guys, you know, those four guys got to get to the QB for Emmanuel Forbes to capitalize on quick throws.
And what you'll see also is our safeties and our linebackers and how we mix it up and how we bring guys up to the. We're going to do so many cool things, so many different ways to bring that pressure that we haven't seen here before. That's going to be the fun part to see this year. I mean, and then that and watching dudes just Mac dudes like Chin and Luvu and Bobby Wagner. Watching people just mash. We haven't had a defense that has been this physical on paper, obviously. But listen, like I said, 979 career games between everyone that's on our squad now that we brought in. Like, these guys know the league a little bit. They understand that it's time to mash now. All the crap's over with, and it's time to gel right now, just like Houston did last year.
That's
if
right.
Houston can put it together like that with a rookie guy, why can't we in this day NFL? Why can't we?
And also, this is when the rubber starts meeting the actual road for one of the other topics we've been touching on really since the bell rang at the beginning of free agency, and this regime showed their hand on how they were going to build this year's roster specifically. They got married to very few players. They put a ton of players on prove-it type contracts. Most of our team at very talented spots are playing to either be the future of our team or to get jobs somewhere else. We've been saying that as a positive all summer long. Yeah. This is when it starts. This is when guys like Jeremy Chin and Frankie Luvu, you know, and some of these cornerbacks, Mike Davis, or some of these other guys, or linemen, Nick Allegretti, and obviously Tyler Biotic. This is when they start earning not just today's money, but this is when you start building yourself as that next contract, which for some of these guys is coming at the end of this season.
Yeah, well, we have more than a dozen guys making $3 to $4 million.
Yeah, on one-year deals.
One-year deals.
Yeah. So that's a huge thing, you know, and they're all healthy and they're all ready to go in week one. You know, week one is just such a big deal to get out of the gate for a team like ours. No one's going to worry about the 49ers or the Chiefs or the Ravens if they lose in week one. Obviously, everyone's going to talk about it. And the shock jocks are going to blah, 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 blah about it.
Must win.
Yeah,
That's
right?
what I keep hearing.
Must win. Must win.
Is this a must win?
Yeah.
What is it? What is a must win?
We laugh about that, and because every game should be a must win.
A must win is that your season depends on it.
If you don't win this game, I know.
Never is the first game the must win. It can't be.
Mathematically and all that stuff, right? But, you know, the best teams, obviously, that, you know, they walk out of the locker room onto a field between the whistles. Historically, the best teams treat every game like that. the greatest teams.
But don't the best teams play some of the best teams in week 1? Every year?
Yeah, and they don't want to lose that game. Especially that game. Like for example, on Thursday, let's talk about this for a second. Kansas City, Baltimore. Who do you got? I'll let you guys go first.
Baltimore.
I agree.
It's unanimous. The Baltimore Ravens are super, super special. I think they're worth the price of admission. Please watch the Baltimore Ravens. There's no need to polish that knob fully, Kevin, for God's sake. They're amazing. Lamar Jackson.
Why does he always talk to you when he says that?
'Cause I know where to go. I know what's going on there.
Hold on.
He's sweating. He's like, he's got a little bit of a sweat.
You guys are like, no, I'm a major dick. No, you're a major dick. No, it's on me. It's knob polishing.
Now you're not polishing.
I don't even like knob polishing.
Well, there's a smell.
When you say it.
There's a little bit of a smell. But Baltimore is going to absolutely dominate this season. We're gonna be laying on those train tracks this season. That's the way it's gonna go.
Turpentine.
Yeah, I think they could potentially be like they're like they could make a run at being undefeated. Like, that's how good I think they are.
Are you feeling all right, dude?
I'm trying to make bold proclamations.
Undefeated.
The Baltimore Ravens. Yeah.
No one goes undefeated anymore.
No, that's why I said it the way I said it. I think they could be the team this year that makes the best run at it.
Now they're gonna lose on Thursday. They're good, but the NFL is too balanced.
And it doesn't matter if they lose. They'll still make the playoffs and have a chance to win the Super Bowl if they lose on
Thursday. The balance
Thursday.
of the league right now, you got to be perfectly healthy. You got to have,
of course,
you have to have everything go right. And
that's right. Derrick Henry.
No, and I can't. They're
Zay
good.
Flowers.
They're good, but
Mark Andrews. We'll see.
Undefeated.
I think of all the teams in the league, I think the Baltimore Ravens have the best chance to go undefeated. Let me say it that way. I think going undefeated, especially when you keep adding games, like by the time we get to 18 games like T wants, we're gonna be, it's 18-0, and when that 18-0 Washington Warthogs team is announced, like that year, that's going to be one of the greatest years. I mean, that 18-0 will be way better. What were the Dolphins?
15-1. I mean, 14-0.
14-0, right?
Yes.
They were 12-0 and then 14-0.
So that no, they were 14-0 and that 17-0.
17-0. I think
so.
Just like going 18-0 and then winning the Super Bowl will be we'll trump
and
that.
What did the Patriots do most recently? 18-1.
Yeah, 18-1.
They were 16-0, 17, 18-1. Yep.
Not good enough.
Old Eli.
Yeah.
You psychopath.
Oh, so here's a question. Does anyone know the answer
Brady
to from
killer.
EO? Newton healthy playing in the opener. I have not heard an update on Johnny Newton. Kev?
I have not heard if he's playing in the opener. I hear he's coming along. I don't know what that means.
So to me, like I kind of lumped him in with Brandon Coleman a little bit over the last 2.5 weeks in terms of guys like soft tissue injuries, babying them in terms of reps. They've said under no uncertain terms that Brandon Coleman is their starting left tackle.
Well, he's listed as it, and Newton's listed as the second team tackle.
Yeah, and
that was today.
Yeah, so he's playing. He's coming on the field right behind. He's got to be our number 3, right? I mean,
without a doubt. They love him.
Oh, we love him. That's like literally like the jersey. Of all the jerseys that I would buy, his jersey might be like because how I like to get the Johnny Newton. I think he might be one of the baddest ass players in this league. I'm just throwing stuff out there tonight.
You're goddamn right you are. What the shit? Listen.
He might be. He could be.
Oh my god.
It's week 1, dude.
You're gonna go buy Johnny's jersey?
Of all the jerseys, I was thinking about this the other day. If you had to buy a Redskins jersey, what would it be? Right now, active player. Who do you want to wear? I understand, but you have to buy one.
This
Who is
year,
it?
to show up to week 1, man.
Sure.
Bobby Wagner.
Okay.
Trust what?
It's a this year thing.
Number 10.
I'm saying this year.
Was he 57?
Frankie Louvu. I gotta decide.
A Louvu 4.
A Louvu 4 is super bad.
Badass.
It's nasty.
Yeah.
All right, it's Frankie Louvu 4. I switched it up. It's more slimming.
It's so slimming.
It's more slimming in the fall.
I'm only going. I mean, I made a commitment even after Darryl Green's 28 couldn't slim this down at all in a tight, some extra small, old school NFL jersey. I'm gonna have to go Louisville 4 was my pick too. That 4 is so slimming.
It is. Listen, J-Dubs, he might be onto something there with that Yankoff jersey.
Louisville. Wait. Oh, yeah. The Yankoff jersey is pretty solid. So 23-17, 20-26, 34-24. Touchdown pool is B-Rob, Eckler, Jaden.
Sorry. I know you were just talking out loud. AGH is called Orange Drizzle. Orange Drizzle.
It is.
Yeah.
Indeed, sir. We will be back in 7 days. Check us out. On the weekends, we are on the 50-yard line of the greatest high school football in the nation. We will be back there once again. Great team from Buffalo, the Lewis Bennett Tigers, traveling down to D.C. to take on the St. John's Cadets.
Are they the Bengal Tigers or are they just regular Tigers?
They're the regular Tigers. They're the regular Tigers. Unfortunately, they don't do stripes. They just have a tiger paw situation.
I'm super into the Bengal Tiger today.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They've earned it. They've earned their spot in being super into Tigers. Get who? Monk? What does that mean? I don't have a Monk already. No, I don't. I had an 81 t-shirt jersey back in the day, but I never had an 81 jersey. And it's weird because I love Art Monk and Darryl Green equally. Let's just say that.
Good. I thought we were gonna get another doozy.
No, we're not doing doozies.
I clenched my cheek so hard, and nothing came out. Phew! That's a must win. That's a must win.
You adore Art Monk. Let's say that.
If you have to buy a jersey, you should get an 81 jersey. If you're picking between 81 and 28, it should be 81. I think, personally.
Okay, good.
He is a hell of a man. He is a hell of a man, and he did it in a bombastic period of time. I mean, he got beat up.
You've cleared it up for me.
Thank you. Okay, then I don't need to say anymore. I
mean, as I was weighing it, I was like, wait a minute. He did it in a bombastic period of time.
Well, he did it bombastically.
Case closed.
Thank you.
You nailed it.
I'm just still hung up on. I have a problem.
Paid $200,000 for that legal education.
Grown man's name and number on his.
Yeah, I'm not a jersey
just not
wearer.
a big jersey guy.
I think I'll have jerseys. I think jerseys are better if you get a jersey, the autograph, and hang it on the wall. If it's your guy, I got
that
one. I only got one of those.
That.
Yeah. So because I'm still waiting for my DeMatha jersey.
I'll get you one.
All right. That's verbal contract. Everybody heard it.
It's $500 per jersey.
Well, that does not include the signature. That
1,000 sign. 1,000 sign.
1,000 sign. 1,000 sign.
I came out with that out of nowhere.
By the way, if you don't think that's on eBay the next day for $1,250, you're crazy.
I gotta find a way to get Lukey to school.
That's true. That's true. I got you. I'll wallpaper this well in T13 jerseys. It'll be great. And I think more energy efficient than what I got going on right now.
It's hot down here tonight.
It's mostly all Tribe Called Quest posters and Bruce Springsteen, trying to keep the cold out. It's a little hot down here right now. I blame T.
My face is on fire.
I'm sorry. My hotness, I can't turn it off.
It's not a switch, T.
My wife's asked me
Nor should you try.
And I just can't.
Where's Ken Harris at, by the way? For goodness sake. Haven't seen
we're
him
getting
in a bit.
ads during the game. Is that what's happening?
In the game, during the game? Who said that?
AGH is saying during our live broadcast during the game, they're doing ads during the play.
Yes. So here's the deal with YouTube. If you put it out there for free, there's they automatically put ads and stuff. And there's nothing unfortunately that we can do about that, but except for offer it to you for free. And we could pay. There's a different way of doing it with the league, but and sometimes they do go that route where you pay a fee, watch it, and you see it without ads. But
stop by the booth afterwards if you can come visit. Ken will offer a stress relieving neck massage, and that's the best we have to offer.
That's right.
That's our rebate.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I use T's hands, and it is absolutely outrageous. You better believe it.
T, do you know, real quick, to change the subject, as fast as possible.
Please do.
People that share your birthday, there's not a lot.
Oh, let's do it.
There's not a lot. There's not a lot of.
Give me. All right, how about this?
Really?
How about this? Throw out some. Let's get a chance. We get 2 hints to name the first person on your list. What's the first hint?
I've met many people with the same birthday.
I bet. and I think you've met this one. Gorgeous athlete.
Ken Meringolo.
Gorgeous athlete.
Gorgeous athlete. Ken Meringolo.
The
No,
hurdler.
he said 2.
The hurdler.
So I just gave 2. Not the hurdler. Damn. Is that like a...
Her name's just, is it Coughlin? It's,
Mary Lou Retton?
No, the most recent U.S. Olympian, gold medalist.
Simone Biles?
No, the sprinter, the hurdler.
Sha'Carri, the hurdler?
She has represented
That's
our
who I thought it
nation,
was.
but she is not well, maybe they won.
Condoleezza
What they
Rice?
did was unfair.
I think it's
Let's just
Condoleezza
say
Rice.
in her sport, she is on TV more than all of her teammates. She took the world by storm. The Nation, Cutie Pie.
What's her name? Morgan? Soccer player?
No, but
Okay.
Let's keep going with this,
Right.
though. I kind of like what's happening right now. He's just throwing up people he's like thinks that are just
she's dominant at her
the
position.
greatest American. It's not Caitlin Clark.
She was dominant. She became famous not only because she was gorgeous, but she was gorgeous and dominant. Dominant and gorgeous.
At her position.
And
Jenny Finch?
Yes.
Not Lena Paul.
I
yeah,
met
Jenny
her.
Finch,
I
for
knew
sure.
you did. That's what I said. So
We have a birthday
Jenny
together?
Finch shares a birthday with you.
I wish I knew that day.
Old time blues singer, Ken, from way back in the day, named after a U.S. city, shares a name with our new starting cornerback, a nickname.
Wait, say it again.
Slim Pickens?
You're half right. This man sang the blues.
Carl Pickens?
Memphis Slim. Memphis Slim, and you share a birthday.
Okay.
Also, an edge rusher with one word nickname. That was the greatest nickname for him of all time.
Deacon?
That's a great one, but this guy was the blank.
Freak.
The freak.
Javon Curse.
Javon Curse and T share a birthday. And
Another
I
one?
want the board to be involved in this one if you're still paying attention to our dumbasses. There is one Washington Commander on the roster. There's
My
one man
birthday?
on the roster that shares a birthday with our very own T Strachan.
Current Washington roster.
Current Redskin. He's
Trust Way.
He's offensive. He is not special teams. He is not defensive. He's an offensive man. And I will say, he's a big ugly. And that's all I'm telling you.
Cornelius Lucas.
It was not corny. Ken, you have one strike against you.
Okay.
Cosme.
Not Cosme. T has one strike.
All right, we're going with Nick Allegretti.
Close, but no cigar.
All right.
It's got to be Biadish.
It is not Biadish,
What?
but we are right there.
Chris Paul.
It is not. But
No!
You're so close. You're running
Brandon
out.
Coleman.
Final chance. No, Ken.
Sorry, I'm out.
And you're out.
Who are we missing?
Apparently, the person who has your
Wiley?
This man, I'll give you one last
Was it
sentence.
Wiley?
If this man
Not Wiley.
this man has played a position that I have played,
Center.
Walk up
With
safety
you.
with a half shirt.
you're damn right it was.
Who's our backup center?
I don't know.
You weren't paying attention last week, and I was chuckling when I heard this today, because now is the time on Sprockets when we dance.
Yes.
And that was his name. And you were like, what is wrong with you guys? I loved it. Now is the time on Sprockets
Now
when
is the
we
time on
dance.
Sprockets when we dance. Not Cosme.
Well, that was fun.
You didn't get it yet.
It was, I don't even know who it is.
Michael Dieter.
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 His name was Dieter.
Oh,
You and Michael Dieter
Dieter.
share a birthday.
Okay, well, that's great. Happy birthday, Michael.
Oh, he's so mad about the center being the backup. But I think it's the
I
Sprockets
know.
dance thing.
I thought you would be more happy about it being the
And-
backup center.
AGH got it with his fourth choice.
Nice.
Third. He only had 2 strikes.
We appreciate everybody hanging out with us for yet another Tuesday night. We will be back next week. We'll be breaking down the Washington-Tampa Bay game in the way only 3 guys hanging out in the basement can. I hope you guys come back and hang out with us for another week. He's Tim Strachan.
I am looking forward to this this big win this weekend and celebrating a victory Tuesday with you guys.
Well, we're looking forward to celebrating a birthday Tuesday with you,
Right
guy.
after this
He's Kevin Ricca.
in the green room.
And how about we all together get to celebrate a new era, a new world that we all adore, that has just changed drastically for us all, for the best. There's no chance, no matter what happens on Sunday, that we're going to feel the shame of old stank ass or any of the other previous 20 years of whatever. It all gets scrubbed for the first time with this new whole deal and a new guy under center and a whole new guy commanding the forces and from top to bottom. For God's sake, it feels great, doesn't it? It feels great to get to root for our team and be like, I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of our coach. I'm proud of our owner. I'm proud of everyone from top to bottom what's happened so far. And whatever happens this year, it's just gravy as far as I'm concerned because we have been up against it. And shit, I feel like that's gone. I feel like it's a whole new outlook, a whole positive feeling of being a fan again. And it's pretty neat to do, especially with our kids, man, because we haven't really had that chance. We really haven't.
I feel so excited for the opportunity for them to have a non-poisoned, franchise.
We didn't know it, but for 20 years we had a lid on our success.
Yeah, there was nowhere to go. We were trapped.
We could only do so much because of the incompetence.
That's very true.
So now the sky's the limit.
Feels good. It feels good to not have any limitations.
It does.
Let's see. We got this. We're going to make sure we get the
I'll have a blast watching our boys on Sunday. Let's get after it a little bit.
It's going to be fun. A Victory Tuesday at this point in time would be so much fun to just jump right into the regular season with this new feeling, with this new group of guys. But yeah, there is ever since last year, just like the emotional upside for either the last 2 years, but on any given Sunday, the emotional upside is so much better. We all watch the games. We've all been paying attention. We've all been watching it up close and personal. But there is the feeling that this has the potential to be not just fun, but kind of again, football being big business.
According to you, record breaking.
Record in what way?
11 wins.
That's not breaking any records.
After winning 4.
Would that be the most wins of a 4-win previous 4-win team?
The Houston Texans hold the record, right, from last year.
Well, then, yeah, record breaking. Yeah, for sure, record breaking. Okay. Absolutely. All right. I don't think Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, and Josh Harris are signing up for a long, arduous, road to rebuilding in terms of stripping it down. I think that they are, I think everything about what's happened in the last few weeks, the draft and the free agents, they're trying to win right now, but they're not mortgaging anything. Not trading for Brandon Ayuk, not trading for T. Higgins, not trading for CeeDee Lamb, getting the picks for Jahan Dotson. They're clearly going to allow themselves the option of building this team in the next 2 or 3 years in the draft. But this team is not built to just hold down the fort. There's plenty of talent here to score more points than the other team on Sunday. I mean, that's all that matters. So that's been the case, by the way, previously. We just didn't get it done, and they weren't good enough. But this team is possible. So that's the cool thing. In addition to the emotional upside, it's like, all right, so now that there's no black cloud following everything that we do, is it possible for actual talent to win out? We'll see. And there's some guys who have to show up and prove it. So first opportunity, 425 on Sunday.
Let's do it.
First opportunity to talk about that, Tuesday night in the basement. We'll be here in 7 days. We are still live at this very moment. We go right to this.
You guys inspired.
What's that? Who's that? What do you got?
Cohen said, yep, you muffed it up, AGH. And AGH said, you're a muff diver, RC. Look what you guys did, calling each other Major Dick. You guys inspired them.
Well, he was. I mean, I call them like I see them.
Now everyone's calling everyone muff diver on the page.
Sometimes that has to happen in a family.
The muff diving or you're a
Major
name
Dick?
Calling. That's fair.
Just name calling in general.
All right.
I mean, speaking of name calling, other people with my birthday. Delbert Cowsett. How about that? Former Maryland and
from the comic?
Yeah.
Defensive football player.
Oh, not you said Delbert, not Delbert.
Cowsett.
Gotcha.
Mike Barnes, a former representative, and whose daughter we are friends with.
Friends with? Actually, what kind of pause? That's an awkward pause.
Kevin and I are. Yeah. Not you.
Not me. I have no idea who this person is.
You can be. You guys are both nice. I'm sure it could work out.
Good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You got it.
To all the others on September 3rd, happy birthday.
God bless y'all. Do it all over again.